This is part 2 of how I make a ventilated grip on my fly rods. Since I'm going to turn these two grips in the lathe, the first step is taping off the part of the blank that will be held by the chuck. 5 to 6 wraps of painter's tape is sufficient. Next, I'll add a section of tape to cover the part of the blank that passes through the lathe. The last piece of tape that you see me add protects the end that's held in the rest on the outboard side of the lathe. It's important to make sure you wrap your tape in the right direction, so if the end of it comes loose it won't catch and cause a problem. On my Grizzly 7x12 lathe, I first removed the tailstock. If this were a fiberglass or graphite rod, I'd be able to use the live center to support the end of the blank, but with bamboo I use the steady rest. Before we get started, I'll close the garage door to keep the dust off of my boat. To shape the grip, I use drywall mesh, then 60, 100, 400, and finishing with 1000 grit sandpaper. You can also see I'm wearing safety glasses and a dust mask. This is pretty messy work. I've mounted a cork ring and the steady rest to help stabilize the blank while I'm turning it. I start shaping the seat section of the grip first. On this rod, it needs to be turned down to 0.69 inches for the hardware that I've picked out. I moved the carriage down to finish up the grip section, but I forgot to hit record, so here's the second rod. I do stop and measure more frequently. I just want to make sure that I'm getting close to the dimensions that I need to hit for a good fit on the reel seat hardware. is a 6-foot 3-inch 3-weight bamboo rod. What makes it a little different is it's a one-piece design, so there's no ferrule. Because it is such a lightweight rod, I wanted to make sure that the reel seat hardware I picked out was light, so I turned 2 rings out of Durons on the lathe, so it'll actually have a dual sliding band reel seat. In this video, you've seen me use the Grizzly 7x12 lathe. I use this lathe for all of my rod building work, and so far have used it to make reel seat hardware, cork and wood inserts for reel seats. I use it to fit the ferrule stations on my bamboo rods, and I've even made a couple sets of ferrules with this lathe. This video shows shaping the grips of 2 different bamboo rods. The first rod is a larger 7-foot 9-inch 6-weight, and the second is the 6-foot 3-inch 3-weight one-piece rod. The reason why I did ventilated grips on these 2 rods is because the ventilated grips allows you to feel more of the bend of the rod action down into your hand. Another side benefit I found of ventilated grips is they allow you to hold the rod a little more loosely in your hand. Thanks for watching part 2 of making a ventilated fly rod grip.